Hey y'all, and welcome back to another review of Life of Chelsea for General Hospital, May 30th, 2025. Okay, y'all, so first things first, let me know your thoughts on today's new episode down below. Let's see, look, $10 million. $10 million, and they still somebody they want more payments. I said, what that mean? $5 million for each person? I said, how they still want more if she done took out $10 million, unless she just went took out more to final payment or something. I said, how greedy can you be to still want more money if she don't sit up there and took out $10 million? But yeah, she done got caught slipping already. She done got caught slipping. I don't know what excuse Laura gonna end up telling her, but we'll see Monday. Hold on, y'all. But okay, y'all. First thing first, like I said, let me know your thoughts on today's new episode. So first we're gonna start with Rick, Elizabeth, Laura. So he just came by to stop by to bring her some type of drink or whatever it's supposed to help her and to check on her. I said, nah, if you want Ava, you want Ava. But if you want Elizabeth, then you want Elizabeth. But yeah, he stopped by to check on her, brought her a drink, and they was talking or whatever. And then Laura ended up stopping by. And what Laura said, Laura had mentioned if he just sits out and wait on Lucky to leave because he always pop up every time Lucky gone. But he ended up leaving, and that's when Elizabeth and Laura was just talking about what's going on between her, Rick, and Lucky and stuff like that. What else? What else did they talk about? Let me see, y'all. Hold on. I think their whole scene was just talking about where things stand between her and Lucky, and she was saying I think they was agreeing that Lucky is like his father or whatever. They want to talk about nothing interesting. Long story short, I'm more interested to see what Alexis tells Laura on Monday's episode. But Alexis, Lucky, Christina, she ends up having a meeting with them because she wanted them to tell everything that happened the day of the accident. So they end up filling her in. She ends up telling that Dante knows that she saw the car. I said, nah, maybe she do need to go to jail. Go to jail, go to the crazy house or something. Cause she don't know when to sit down. She more than likely gonna do something else. What y'all think? Let me know down below. Do y'all think that Christina has learned her lesson or what? But yeah, what she said after Lucky left, cause Alexis ends up telling Lucky that so far the police don't know that they're connected or anything like that, or that he knows anything. So it's best for him to stay away. So he ends up leaving. So then she told my son, how do we? Because Alexis had the idea that maybe the best solution is to get Alexis. The best solution is to get Ava and Reed to turn on each other. So Christine to my son, how do we do that? She said, we, there is no we. I said, right. I said, exactly. She needs to stay out of it. And that's when she got to talking about maybe she should pay for a crime. I said, maybe you should, but then Alexis would be going to jail. But still, I said, that mean all of them be going to jail, right? I said, Christina just had to go to jail at this point. And I feel like this could have been avoided if Christina, one, hadn't did what she did. And two, if they had went to Sunny before it got so far out of hand, then yeah. Oh, I forgot a part. Lucky ended up coming at the end of the episode and looked like he about to tell Elizabeth he knows more than he said, because he told her that he met up with a lawyer about her accident and she was asking why or whatever, and he was like he knows more than what he said. And I said, just when they do y'all think that she gonna be mad, or well, I think she gonna be mad, but I don't know how long she gonna stay mad. I said it just started to get back cool or start to decide, where they want to take things and stuff. And here, Christine want to do crazy stuff, but she ain't telling the cover for her. He the one did it. He ain't had to. He could have turned her in. But yeah, with Carla and Curtis, she wanted his help. She basically wanted to do a focused media attack on Drew about what he did with the escort, how he tried to take down Tracy, the little crypt or whatever, and all this stuff. Just showing them or reminding them who Drew is, so that things can work out in Michael's favor. First, I thought she wanted him to testify or something like that. Well, he was like he couldn't do it because that could backfire. But we all knew that the reason why he couldn't do it is because him and Portia being blackmailed. But he did end up telling Cardi, hold on, let me pull that back up. He did end up telling Carly that he's working on something to take down Drew. But he trying to look for, he told, Portia came in after Carly left and she was talking to him about Brad, and they figured out that Brad is the one who told Drew, and that's how he ended up setting up Tracy or whatever. And he said the one way that they can get Drew, they got to find Jacinda. And I was like, well, what's that gonna prove? What is that gonna prove though? And y'all remember when I said, I wonder if they knew, if Nina knew about Portia. She don't know what she did or whatever. She just knows what Drew was blackmailing her. They was talking about that, and Curtis now knows that Nina and her were working together to take down Drew in regards to the poison or whatever. But yeah, that's how that happened with them. Sasha and Michael. I said, like, look, he doing a good job. He got chemistry. What y'all think? Y'all think he got chemistry with Sasha, the lady that plays Sasha, anyways? But they was just talking, hanging out with the kids. He ended up feeling the baby kick and everything. They was talking about that. What else did they talk about? What else? Oh, they talked about the fact that she has testified because he wanted her to look after the kids, and she was like, she had to testify or whatever. And they was questioning whether or not Rick knew anything. I said he about to. He about to. If Nina actually tells, I don't know if she gonna tell y'all based on today's episode, but I feel like she gonna tell. But yeah, they was talking about why he would call her to the stand. Does he know? And she was like, she had some type of little meeting or whatever, and he didn't ask her anything about the baby. I said he gonna blindside you. He gonna blindside you. But I think it's Monday, right? The first is what, Sunday? They said June the 2nd, so that'll be Monday or Tuesday when they actually aired the court hearing or whatever. But yeah, the ending scene with Sasha and Michael was them talking about the custody. He wanted her to help or whatever, and then that's when Carly came in, and she ended up going somewhere with Wiley and Amelia or whatever. Nina and Ava. I said, Nina, why every time they find out a secret, they gotta go confide in somebody? I said, why would you? Wouldn't you rather? I would have rather her go confront Michael and Sasha together, especially since they right there together or something, than to tell Ava. What if Ava tells Rick? But yeah, so she ends up telling what she know, that she found out that the bartender dude said that Michael and Sasha was together and they left together. And, that's the same time that she found out that Cody was her cousin or whatever. That's a snitches. That's a snitches. So Ava was like, oh, they little secret. So Ava was trying to get her to make a decision, decide like which is worse or whatever. I said, you might as well, instead of over here doing too much, you could have just told the truth. But no, I forgot the one thing I was gonna tell y'all about this their scene. Ava, if I'm not mistaken, she was the one that said that finding out the truth about Michael and Sasha proves that Michael cheated first. I said, I knew it. I knew they was gonna say he cheated first because they just kissed, and he didn't. They kissed. I think they had kissed twice, but they don't. Some people don't consider that cheating or whatever. He done went slept with this girl, got her pregnant. Now they saying that he cheated first, so they gonna bring that up in court. If Nina decides to tell, I think she will tell y'all before telling on herself or whatever. But yeah, now they saying that Michael cheated first. I said, yep, Michael. Hopefully he don't lose his kids, but we'll see. But I said they both cheaters. Just chalk it down to that because they done did some foul stuff. And the fact that I skipped that part. Wiley told Michael that Drew told him Michael wouldn't be back for a long time or whatever. He's like, he said that. He said, Uncle Drew told me that you wouldn't be back for a long time because he was telling him, he happy that he back. I said they could bring. Do y'all think they could? Well, they can't have the kid testify. I don't think. I don't think they could have him testify to a certain age, but I might be wrong. Cause I was like, he could have been on the stand and told everything Drew been telling him. Willow didn't even know based on yesterday's episode that Wiley said that he was ready to go home and he was ready for Michael to come back. So I said that's the three things that they could bring up. But no, I don't think they would be willing to bring Wiley on the stand though. I don't think they'd be willing to do that. But yeah, I was like, But yeah, Rick ended up coming, and that's when he was questioning her about her testimony, and he was asking if there was anything else she had to tell. And that's when they ended their scene. They didn't show it on the preview either. If he actually gonna find out, excuse me, that Sasha is carrying Michael's baby. Emma and Gio. So they out of town. I don't know if they ever said what they was said, but yeah, they was out of town. She woke up, he wasn't there, so she got worried. He came in and she was talking about the fact that he wasn't there, and he was like, "You the one person that I trust or whatever." So he's supposed to be talking to Sonny on Monday's episode because he said he don't trust none of them. He don't know. He don't want anything to do with them. He don't know who to trust or who knew what. But yeah, that whole scene was talking about who he can trust, and she was trying to remind him that his mama Camilla that Camilla was still his mama and she loved him and stuff like that. He was like, yes, she was my mama because Brooklyn, she gave me away. I said, oh, but I'm glad Gloria back. I said, yeah, come face what you did, lady. Come face it, because Lois said that she's the one that convinced her to do it. Let me see. Uh-oh. I always click the wrong button on this. Let me see. Rick was questioning about her testimony, came to the custody case and asked if there was anything else she was gonna add. Yeah, and then it went off. I was like, they trying to leave us in suspense. We want to know if she gonna tell or not. If she don't tell or didn't tell right then, either Ava gonna say something or they gonna find out in court regardless. But to finish with Emma and Gio, let me see. Let me check my notes because sometimes I be forgetting to check these notes, y'all. I already said Gio said Emma the only one he could trust. And she was asking, he was saying how you need answers because she was like, where do you want to go? I want to go with you or whatever. And he was like, he need to go back. He need to face it. He need to find out who knew what or whatever. And he's supposed to be talking to Sonny. He's supposed to be talking to Sonny. And he going to tell Sonny something about he has to face things on his own or make decisions for himself now or whatever. I said, good. He definitely do. I say definitely do. Excuse me. He definitely do because it's been too many people making decisions. Hey, how you doing? It's been too many people making decisions for other people. And I hate, yeah, I know I be saying this. If you listen to my review, I hate when people take away people's right to choose. I hate when they do that. But yeah, who else we got, y'all? Let's see. Brooklyn, Lois, and then Gloria. Brooklyn still upset with her mama. She was just talking about Gio and the fact that Lois kept that from her. And Lois just kept saying she did what she thought was best. She did what her mama told her to do. She told her how Brooklyn told her to make sure the baby was in a safe home and stuff, and that's what she did. And she was like, but you told me that it was a closed adoption or whatever. That's what she messed up at. That's what she messed up at because you sit up there. Now, one thing when y'all was, what they was from again? Bensonhurst or whatever the name of that place is. It was one thing then, but once he came to stay there or whatever, and then especially when she started to be concerned and mentioned that she wanted to know her child or wonder what he was like, and she still was on hush mode. She said how on today's episode how her mama was the one who convinced her to give the baby to Camilla and stuff like that and all this other stuff. Her mama was also the one that told her on that episode when she was like, maybe I should just come forward and tell her the truth or whatever. She was like, no. She told her not to. I was like, at this point, you shouldn't be listening to your mama. But yeah, I said at this point, you need to stop listening to your mama because she done got you into some things. Y'all. Curtis and Portia, we already talked about that. I don't know if he's still mad at her or not. It looked like he's still mad. He already told her that he wanted to find Jacinda or whatever. I don't know what he's finna do with her or what he's finna get out of her. Because I was like, how is that gonna help you by finding Jacinda? I was trying to figure out how would that help. I'm glad Gloria rolled up on Team Lewis. Right, exactly. I mean, Brooklyn did say get rid of the well, I ain't gonna say get rid of the child, but get the child up. But she messed up when she stood up here and told her it was a closed adoption, and she didn't tell her when they came to live with them. And Brooklyn was basically telling her, why didn't you tell me, after she became an adult and stuff like that? And she was like, you had a life and you had a life and, you wouldn't have married Chase and all this other stuff, but Brooklyn's still upset. And she asked him the question Monday, I don't know if she talking to Lois or Gloria or both, and she asking them if they, I don't know, she asking them if they regret what they did or would they do things different. I said, lie. This will be the time for you to lie. I said, yeah, I regret it. Of course, I regret hurting you something. All the other time they lying and stuff, might as well lie now. Keep the lie going. Her baby was love. Yep. She was telling her dad stuff. Obviously, down the line, she's gonna forgive her. What's his name? Rocco's supposed to be asking Dante after all this time, how did the secret like that get out? And Lulu just standing there. I said, yo, mama. I said, yo, mama. Who else we got? Let's see. Laura and Alexis. Oh, yeah. That's the last people, I think. Laura came by. Excuse me. Laura came by, and it was at the end of the episode. I said, they wait to get to the good stuff. She was like, I was going over ACES. What was it? Trust fund? Whatever she said. Inheritance, son, she said. And she was like, I see a lot of money missing. I said, you go to jail. Oh, y'all going to jail. But yeah, And on the preview for Monday's episode, she's saying that $10 million has been moved or it's missing or whatever. I said, can't they tell where it went to though? They should be able to tell and track it. Well, I think Rick did say they made it so it's untraceable or something like that. But yeah, I was like, how gritty can you be? Because then they said they still want payments and stuff. She already done gave them $10 million. They want to clean the boy out. Uh-oh. Clicked on something again. Let me scroll down. Can't prove Nene and Portia hired her too. Yeah. Oh, so do you think that he trying to find her so that he could talk to her and make sure that she don't say anything or what? Because I was thinking like he was trying to get Jacinda so that they can help take Drew down. But yeah, let me make sure I cover everything. I already said that they saying now that Michael cheated before Willow. Wallace told Michael Drew said he would be gone for a while. Yeah, I said that part. Yeah, I was like, look, if they could actually bring kids on the stand, they'll be in trouble because Wiley done told Michael a bunch of stuff now. How old Wiley is? I don't know how old he got to be. This is a soap opera though. They could do anything on here. But I was like, yeah, all they gotta do is ask him. He telling a whole bunch of stuff. Look like he know a lot to me. But yeah, let me scan. I think that's everything, y'all. Connected them so they need to stay away. Drew told Wiley Michael wouldn't. Alexis thinks she can get them to turn on each other. Curtis wants to find Jacinda. Laura sees a lot of money missing. Yep, that was it. Hey, how you doing? How y'all doing today? Y'all got some plans this weekend or no? But yeah, I think that's everything. That's it. That's all. They still want payments. What is that? Sometimes I don't understand my handwriting, y'all. It's horrible. Yep, that's it. That's all. Let me know your thoughts on this episode down below. Stay tuned for the next review. Until next time, deuces, have a great rest of the day and be safe. A great weekend and be safe.